I think it was just like some funny shit, but it's still like serious to the point where it's like I went with it. You know what I'm saying? But it really just some fun shit. Like we just fun, like some funny shit. You know, in our hood, we always joked and played. You know, I got a lot of white friends and shit, but we always joked and played in my hood. Like, shit, nigga, you want to be the biggest? Go white. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said when I put the album cover out, hey, if you want to be the biggest, go white.
Yeah.
You watch school. You know, we just talking shit because there's so many big black people. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? I understand. We just, you know, it's just a narrative that the world paint, and we just going with the narrative. You want to be the biggest? Go white. Michael Jackson went white for this. You know, all listen, we know that ain't true. We know Michael Jackson didn't do it. You know what I mean? We just go with the motions. Like but it's just all fun. Like I just did it on some shit. Like shit, I want to be the biggest in the world. How can I be the biggest? The very first minuscule, but first answer to that question from anybody should be, you got to be white. You know, they always let the white people be the biggest, you know what I'm saying? Sure. I love white people too, you know what I'm saying? But they always let the white people be the biggest, and you know what I'm saying? We got big ass artists too that's black, but goddamn, you know, we just, you know, it's just a narrative. I was just pushing the envelope a little bit, man. Just shit, you want to be the biggest nigga in this motherfucking world? Nigga, you gotta be Eminem, nigga. You gotta go white. You know, I just put the white album cover out, you know, I'm just talking shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just all fun shit though. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not with none of the politics, and I ain't with none of that political shit, man. Right. We having fun, it's music, and it's not. And, you know, you shouldn't take it so serious. You know, it's not like we can make it out alive anyway.
Facts.
We all gonna die no matter what.
Nah, facts.
So it's just like you gotta choose to be happy and put in the world what you want to put in the world and the legacy you want to create for yourself, because that's what it's about.
Right. Now,
all right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashim, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, and that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, by the way, who only came for the Israelites, which brings us to our discussion / topic this morning. All right, now what you saw was a clip of Young Thug, an Atlanta rapper that just released his new album, and to get the talk going, he put himself as somewhat of a Edomite, and the interview said the only way to go big is to go white, okay? So whether or not this is a publicity stunt is besides the point, okay? The fact of the matter is, this is how our people think. A lot of our people think, okay, the only way I can make it in this world is that I what? Emulate my oppressor, okay? Especially Eve, all right? The so-called black woman, all right? She tilts the table over to the point that not only do she emulates the oppressor hair, but also her mannerisms, okay? All right? Especially while she's on the job force, okay? Because you don't get a more appropriate talking woman than Eve while she's on the job. But the minute she comes home, it's fuck you, nigga, or leave me the hell alone, or you know it, man. So this emulation of being a so-called white person, as Young Thug said, is the only way to go. And wait till I show you this cover up close. And his first song, or the first song on his album, is entitled Ninja, which is where he uses the hard ER, you know, to go at his ops, who are ninjas, if you get what I'm saying. All right, if you listen to the introduction song, you can hear it at the end of that song, and it's just showing you that what? there's no there's no uh there's no limit to how low our people will stoop just to get $1 or get their names buzzing again in the media, okay? Because he knows this is going to get his name buzzing again and get people to either like it or don't. But if they, come to listen or what have you, he's going to get his fair share of the profits from that. All right, so this is his album, UY Scooty, or whatever that means, and we're going to click on that. And you can see this is him going white or as an Edomite, okay? He has the, bleached skin, as he said Michael Jackson did. He has the blue contacts on, and this is his way of relating a message that he's going at his ops, because he knows that the so-called white man and the so-called black man, or whether he knows it or not, are mortal enemies, okay? Esau and Jacob. All right, so by him putting on the white face and calling his ops the hard ER in this first track right here that we scroll down to and click on track listing, and that track right there, Ninja, he uses the hard ER, okay? He uses the hard ER in that track to what's the word I'm looking for? To relate the message that you my ops. You want to call me a rat? Okay, I'll be that rat, all right? I'll be that white man, and you'll be what? The hard ER, and you'll be my ops, okay? So this is on the precipice of his new album that he just released September the 26th, which is what? A few days ago, okay? And one of the album covers, as we see right here, is this, white face, which we know that Drewski, he did a couple of skits as whiteface too, all right? But this is the message that he's relating to, that what? You my ops, Nigger, the hard ER, okay? So he's going to take that title as a rat, then you going to be his ops, ER. Because why? He's a so-called white man, Edomite, all right? So let's get a few precepts now. This is Proverbs 3:31. It reads, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. See? So we ain't to try to be like this damn devil, man, all right? Because these people that are put in these positions, whether it's athletes or entertainers, are meant to do one thing. That's to be divisive against their own people, okay? And to what? Relate a message towards their followers, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that what? Have an evil eye towards your brother. And they promote all this in their lyrics, I ran down on the op or this and that, and you never hear them talking bad about their oppressors, all right? Here it is. He's saying the only way to make it is to go white or to be an Edomite, all right? And then on the flip side, you have the women rappers, the Cardi B, the Megan the Stallion, the Gorilla, and whoever else that speak on what? How they just, here to play a ninja for his money, how to get the bag. They a bad girl. They sleep around with multiple men, even though they got, allegedly husbands or what have you. They promote that type of stuff. They promote wickedness, all right? So they have envy, thou oppressor, okay? It says, but Proverbs 3:31 says, envy thou not the oppressor. So why are we looking to be after this system that's set up to destroy us? Because why? A lot of our people have sold their souls, okay? And this is the way that they can stay relevant and stay on top, is to what? Relate detrimental material back to the people, all right? See, but in these latter days, the Lord has reserved that small remnant, that small cluster that's going to what? Stay true to this word, all right? that's not going to fall for the okie doke. All right. So we just here to call it out, okay? And to show you the hypocrisy, okay? So it says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. See? But our people, they'll be quick to say, God gave me this or God gave me that. In their eyes, God is a so-called white man, okay? That they pray to and call on Jesus, all right? But yet they want to be this quote-unquote pro-black, blackity black, all right? But they want to be just like the oppressor, all right? And to an extent, they utilize this same strategy back in the Jim Crow laws, the Jim Crow era, with this letter, whether true or not, named it the Willie Lynch, okay? How you will separate a race of people by their different hues of color, okay? They will put the so-called light-skinned slaves in the house and the so-called dark slaves outside in the sun, okay? To create what? More separation. But now they just pay these damn these damn so-called entertainers to promote the message, and that's good enough. All right. And now we have a face or image of this new so-called quote unquote Hollywood minstrel show. Okay. Like I said, you got the dude that's a so-called comedian, Drewski. And now we got this right here, the latest, what they call it, whiteface, is what? Thugger Thug, okay? So this is St. Mark 8. And we got to understand, okay? These individuals are oppressors that's in rulership. They're going to keep promoting, you know, the destruction of our people because it better benefits them, okay? They're not going to never say, don't talk bad about your people. No, they're going to promote it more by giving you more coverage, okay? By making you hot, okay? Yeah, talk more about your brother. Talk more about how you going to run down on them. Pull out the 44 and let 2 or 3 go in them. You a women, yeah, talk about how many men you done slept around with because you got the baddest box. It stay wet no matter how many, it take. So this is the devil that we are not supposed to envy because why? It's a detriment to our people, all right? So this is St. Mark 8:36. It reads, for what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? See? The 2/3 ain't concerned about the end of the world, the end of this man's age, the end of Esau, Edom's age. All he's thinking about is how can I get likes that equals money, which equals views, which equals more money. And eventually, these are going to be the spokesperson when they get ready to roll out the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, all right? Because they have no morals. They have no, knowledge of the truth. As it says, my people are quick to do, let's get that, Jeremiah 4:22. You see, you have to understand what type of people we dealing with, the 2/3, man. All right, and they're going to get these entertainers, athletes, and whoever else is influential to get ready to roll out this mark of the beast RFID microchip, just like they did back in 2020 with the jump shot. Okay, this is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. See, they don't care about the end of the times. All right, they ain't measuring the times diligent. They not seeing the end is fastly approaching. They just worried about controversy. Yeah, I can go whiteface. I see what happened when Drewski did whiteface, and it garnished a lot of attention. So imagine how much more if I go whiteface and then call my ops the hard ER. That'll get a lot of people talking about it. And in order for them to talk about it, they got to listen to the song, which I can get views and likes on different type of platforms. You see? But it says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, dumb. and they have none understanding. See, the time that they could seek the Lord, they rather get caught up in this type of madness right here. Okay? And the music ain't getting no better. If you haven't noticed by now. All right, it ain't getting no better. You got NBA Youngboy, the mumble rapper. You see, you got the music ain't getting no liver, no better. The message is just getting distorted, and it's just always ops. It says they are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. See, they ain't gonna rap about, things that's going to promote, prosperity as a so-called nation or community. No, that's not what they set up for. They set up to do the opposite. To do what? Talk about, rap about, bring in destruction. All right. The Lord gave the elect man that job to preach to the elect, to get them ready, for what's to come. Okay. So this whole rap mumbo jumbo, this shit is getting ready to go out the window, man. All right. You got to go white face to sell an album. I've seen it all, man. And then you want to compare yourself to Michael Jackson, Eminem. Yeah, man. Can't make this up, man. So back to St. Mark 8:36. It reads, for what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Right? Because we know eventually they're going to be used to do what? Promote that RFID microchip. All right? Kevin Hart's, you see what they did with back that ass up with Juvenile. He made that remix with the jump shot. If you know what I'm talking about, the 2020, when everybody had to get the jump shot, Juvenile came out with a back that ass remix to that, getting people to get that jab. So it says, or what should a man give in exchange for his soul? Right. You see? We already know what type of weird shit go on in Hollywood. All right? Hollywood. We know what goes on. All right? Only way you can get promoted and go to the next level, you got to give up something in return. All right? It says, whosoever therefore should be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be. Let me read that again a little bit slower. It says, whosoever therefore should be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, which if you can't tell, we're in that generation right now. It says, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. Right? See, this is why we profess the names amongst a sinful generation. This is why we get a lot of flack and heat and hate, Oh, y'all are cold. Y'all hate y'all brother. He ain't doing nothing but just putting out a album with, some playful banner, See, we come out, we reprove, and then we get looked at as the bad guys. Well, guess what? We don't care about being the bad guys, all right? We here to tell the people to repent, man. All right? Get your mind straight. Get your mind right while you still got time, all right? Because this ain't going to always be here to tell you to get right and get ready. It's just going, you're just going to be listening to that Ninja song one time, and then that's going to be it. Lights going to go out, you see? Power going to stop operating. Could be a blackout, who knows where you might be at when all hell breaks loose, all right? But see, you so embedded in that UY Sucky, which that album probably sucks, because music ain't been the same, all right? Especially since like the early 2000s, all right? You might have some good artists all the way up until like 2010, but really after 15, 16, man, ain't really been no real good music to play. So they giving you the theatrics. Let's dress you up as a white person. Let's put you in a dress. Okay? Ain't no telling what he'll do. All right? Ain't no telling what he did. Okay? Because they had an interview with interview asked him, I believe it was the what's that interview with Shannon Crowder and Ryan, what's the name? Shannon Crowder, who played for the Miami Dolphins, and Ryan, I can't even think of his name, that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Fred Taylor, who played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The guy from Miami with the long dress asked Young Thug, he tried to play it off real smooth. He asked him, what does it mean by when you say shrimp in a dip, or shrimp with a dip, or shrimp with hips? That's what he said. And Thug said, no, I said, you a little shrimp and some dip. So after he got that question out of the way, he had asked him, are you gay? Okay? He came straight out and asked him, are you gay? And Young Thug tried to say, nah, I just like to paint my fingernails. That's the thing that we do. And you know good and well he was alluding to the fact that you wearing them damn dresses, man. All right, see, but this is what's to be expected, man. All right, in order to keep your name buzzing, you got to do things that are contrary to what the word says, man. Put on a dress. Talk about, taking out your ops. All right, rap about being a whore. Okay, this is what we do here in Babylon the Great. All right, so that we can be buddy and get a leg up in this wicked kingdom and get along with our oppressor. See? So, those of us in the truth, hey, we staying true to this word, and Lord willing, Abaratasa, we enduring to the end, all right? To see this wicked place get taken down, man. All right, to see all these, alphabet community people get taken out, man. To see our oppressor get taken down, all right? Which we know, the lack of pigmentation is leprosy, okay? So it's unclean to have leprosy, all right? But yet you want to be like your oppressor, completely leopard, all right? But hey, the time gonna come when we ain't gonna be giving out no more warnings, man. The Lord is gonna say, hey, shut up the ark, like he told Noah, okay? And let the flood come, all right? We coming into that time, you see? So we gonna go ahead and close out. Could have got another precept in Deuteronomy 28 where it says, thou shalt have an evil eye towards thy brother. But, the message has been related. So we're just going ahead and close out with 1 Peter 5:8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant. See, don't get taken by, surprised by these album covers and, things of that nature. All right. To keep you entertained, to keep you from having your eye on the prize, which is this truth. Now, is it against the law to listen to music? No. But, stay in the spirit, man. All right. Stay in the spirit. Okay. Don't be of this world. All right. Not saying you can't listen to music or whatnot, but, just stay in the spirit for the most part. Okay. So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, we know that music carries vibrations, and that's how they can get these undeveloped minds in this kingdom, because it says, as is the king, so are the people. So if the damn whole system is set up to be infantile, then the damn people are going to be infantile, especially, Jake. So we know music carry vibration, and Jake's brain ain't developed because he hasn't taken heed to this word, this truth, to be fully developed and be persuaded in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. So when he hear these rappers talk about doing this, doing that, he can't decipher between made up and real, and he actually listens to that drill music and go after and do what's said within the song. And the same thing with the women, okay? We know the girls' minds ain't fully developed because why? They listen to the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Glorilla, the whoever else, and they actually believe they can be a bad bitch or summer girl, hot summer girl, and they want to, live that life or try to obtain that, all right? Because why? They see someone that looks like them, that they believe that they can be and strive to be like that, but not knowing those individuals are set up by the oppressor so that they can be used as a tool to give you the message without even understanding. You see? But this is why we have to be sober and vigilant, because we understand the war, which is spiritual, that's going on between Esau and Jacob. All right? And we understand our weapons are not carnal, but spiritual, and tearing down, strongholds. All right? And we know the strongholds that this damn man puts on our people through these damn wicked spirits, these songs that the, 2/3 can't decipher and understand that, man, this is all just, show. All right? This is all for show. But see, they got to keep them jails heavily populated with Jake, man. All right? So give Young Thug and give young NBA Young Boy and other rappers alike, give them big contracts so that they can promote more what? More unaliving amongst their own people, and we can get those jails filled up quickly. All right? We need to get them. We need to get that, that them Israelites. We need to keep them jails filled, man. All right, see, but this truth is hindering their production of trying to keep the jails filled with Israelites. So they getting ready to make a move, man. They getting ready to come down with great wrath, as it says in Revelation 12:12. All right, because why? They see their system falling. All right, so they got to get ready to amp things up. And see, this is why we're telling our people to get ready. All right, they don't even know that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. All right, they gonna go put on the headphones or what have you and download his album, and listen to it and get more and more further down the rabbit hole, okay, of believing whatever they hear. So we telling the elect, to keep, keep steady, keep, focus, keep your eye being single. This is where you want to have it at, okay? This is your primary goal. You can listen to music on the side, what have you, but make sure you do everything that's required to seek the kingdom first, okay? This is your number one priority, seeking the kingdom of the Most High first. St. Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High. See? This is where our mind is at, seeking the Lord. How can we be better servants to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai? All right? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, envy not thy oppressor. It says, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right. So what more better usage of deception than getting someone that looks like you, or in this case, him, to further pull you away from the truth, man. Okay? Because he's been at it since its inception. All right? Since the beginning. All right? So how much more now we close to the end, he really gonna try to come and deceive the world. All right? Music is one of the main ways he does that. He goes about doing that. All right? By what? Certain melodies, certain frequencies, certain vibrations. They give off certain energies, certain spirits. Okay, you might work out to a song and you get amped, man. And then you got these YNs, they call them now, young ninjas. They ride around listening to this damn drill music on top of, getting inebriated, with, a backwood or what have you, popping a molly or a perk or what have you. I don't know what they doing nowadays. And they gonna look to get in some damn trouble, man. As it says, we read, my people are foolish. My people are sottish children. Jeremiah 4:22. And Esau Edom knows this, man. And he's preying on the minds of the weak, okay? The 2/3, man. Those are going to be the ones that he easily, those are going to be the ones that he easily not provoke, but, get them to take the RFID microchip. Persuade. Those are going to be the ones he easily persuade to get the RFID microchip, man. They ain't going to have no sense of what's going on, man. All right. And not just the YNs, but the Christians as well, man. All right. The 2/3 is not exclusive to the YNs, man. You got the Christians, you got the so-called, so-called black man that think he made it here in this society and don't want to lose his little bit of wealth that he think he's accumulating, he's going to take the RFID microchip, man. So this damn Edomite, so-called white man, is going to persuade a lot of our people, the 2/3 of our people, to get it, man. All right, so we're telling you to stay locked in. All right, so be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right. So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.